My name is Lakota Denton, and I am a personal injury lawyer here in Asheville, North Carolina. I want to talk to you about how to settle your case with an insurance adjuster. And I'm mostly talking about automobile crashes and settling your case with an insurance adjuster for the person who crashed into you. Now, it's important to recognize that insurance adjusters are employees of very large insurance companies. And a lot of them cannot make their own decisions about settling your case without talking to their supervisors or talking to their superiors. And so the way to handle an adjuster is to understand that you can't take them personally, and they don't make a whole lot of decisions, and so you need to document your case to an insurance adjuster if you expect them to settle your case for the amount that your case is worth. So from the very beginning of your car crash, you need to start documenting everything that has happened. If you're in an accident, get a copy of the police accident report. That means you have to call the police and they'll file a report, and you need a copy of that for the insurance adjuster. If you've been injured, take photographs of your injuries if you can photograph them. If you have damage to your vehicle, take photographs of the damage to your vehicle and the other person's vehicle. If you have medical bills, get copies of those medical bills. If you went to see a doctor, ask your doctor for a copy of the medical record. If the accident is not your fault, get signed statements from any witnesses that say the accident was not your fault. If you've lost wages as a result of the crash, get your tax returns, get your W-2s, and get the out of work note from your doctor. All of that will allow you to document to an insurance adjuster why they should settle the case for as much as you're asking. When you communicate with an insurance adjuster, when you talk to them on the phone, they can be difficult to deal with. And part of the reason is they are trying to pressure you to settle your case for as little money as possible. And they don't want this to be a pleasant experience for you. They want you to be frustrated and try to finish the case as soon as possible. So I always recommend to communicate with an insurance adjuster only in writing. And that way, if an insurance adjuster says something like, "We will pay for this medical bill," or "We won't pay for that medical bill," you have it in writing that you can show it to them later on when they turn around and change their mind, which will happen. So communicate with them in writing, either through email or through actual written paper letters. Now, also give the adjuster deadlines. If you are presenting all of the documents we talked about to the adjuster and you're asking them to settle your case, tell them they have 30 days or 45 days to respond. And if they don't respond, call them up and ask them why they haven't responded in time. You can always threaten that you're going to hire a lawyer at the end of a certain deadline. But adjusters are used to working with deadlines. Their supervisors give them deadlines, and you should too. You should also save any written communication between you and the adjuster. Just make a file and drop everything in there. If it's on your email, go ahead and print those out and drop it in a file so you have a history and a record of all the communication. Always be professional and courteous with an insurance adjuster, even though they will probably not be that way with you. Now, some of them will, but as a whole, I have a lot of clients who come in and speak to me and want to retain me, and they say, "I'm hiring you because I am sick and tired of this insurance adjuster. They won't call me back, they're rude, they call me in the hospital right after the crash, and I'm tired of dealing with them. Can you please deal with this person?" It's important to deal with them professionally, be polite, and most of all, just understand that they are not making the decisions that are harming you. Their insurance company is making those decisions. Now, a lot of people refer to personal injury lawyers as ambulance chasers or people that just drive around and look for injured people just to make a cheap buck. Well, insurance adjusters might be a more appropriate person to term an ambulance chaser. I've had dozens of clients call me and say, "I just got in a crash. I was in the emergency room waiting to be treated, and the insurance company of the other driver called me and asked me what happened and asked me if I would settle the case. And some of my clients say they had a concussion, they actually hit their head, and they weren't thinking clearly. And the insurance adjuster called them and took a recorded statement over the phone from someone who has a brain injury and a concussion and used that statement against them. So it's important to contact a lawyer as soon as possible if you're worried about dealing with the insurance adjuster. There are some laws in North Carolina that the insurance adjuster knows that you will not know about, that they can use to take advantage of you. So in summary, when you're dealing with an insurance adjuster, document everything about what happened to you and send them those documents with written communication. Require the adjuster write you and communicate with you back, and give deadlines to the adjuster, and most importantly, be professional and courteous to the adjuster even if they are not that way with you. If you do all of these things, you'll probably be able to settle your case for a fair amount of money. If your case is more complicated and you don't know how to handle it, you can always contact a personal injury lawyer. I speak to people all the time. I don't charge anything, and I tell them how to handle their case if they don't need a lawyer, or I tell them if they do need a lawyer, and I tell them how I can help them. So please contact me if you have any questions, and thanks for listening.